The Mira Mira, Thunder Rosa, and Britt Baker main event Dynamite inside a steel cage. Chris Jericho reinvents himself yet again. And the Hardy Brothers bring Team Extreme to a Texas-sized AEW Dynamite. Woo! Wow. Brother, let me tell you.
Tell me.
Hey, yo. If you're here to talk about Raw, let me hear it. But if you're here to talk about AEW Dynamite, yeah, rest in peace. We'll get to that later on. But this, oh my God, March 16th, 2022, AEW Dynamite, St. Patty's Day Slizzam, and there's some good Slizzama going on.
Oh my goodness.
Because we had things that bothered Raja through the whole show, including the size of the ring.
Didn't bother me.
So let me know if you work for AEW and you know for a fact that they were using a smaller ring tonight.
I figured it out. It's okay.
Let us know. She kept bothering. She's like, is that ring smaller? Is that ring smaller?
It was definitely smaller.
Oh my God, they're using a cage. That's why it's smaller. Which in theory would work. But how do you explain the Lucha Brothers cage match?
It's a bigger venue.
That was a pay-per-view. So they
I don't know.
Bigger cage? I don't know. I love the venue. I love all the Texas
It was
venues.
great. It looked amazing. The fans were into it.
The fans are always hot. I mean, it's Texas. It's hot. But you know what I mean. The fans are always hot in Texas. It seems like it's really becoming relevant.
Yeah.
As far as pro wrestling,
I love
once
going
again.
to Texas.
There hasn't been a relevancy with Texas pro wrestling and in that way for a while. And we were in San Antonio. Now, I'm sorry, when I hear San Antonio, I think of things like Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels. It's HBK's hometown, don't you know? And so I'm always just kind of hoping he pops in and
a little bit of hope.
Gives the wonky eye kick to somebody and, you know, whatever. Wow, what a show.
Wow, what a show. But before we get to that, I'm Raja.
Oh, I'm John.
And you're watching Blind Tag Wrestling News.
Yeah.
This is our recap of AEW Dynamite, St. Patrick's Day Slam.
It is.
And all the wonderful things that we got to see tonight. We were very lucky.
Very lucky.
Wouldn't you say?
I would say, don't you know? Boy, howdy. What do we got going on?
We're switching roles tonight. Oh, well, we started this off with a banger. A trios match between the champion, Hangman Page, and Jurassic Express, also champions.
And Saucy Jim Ross going, there could be a six-man.
Or a trios if you
Or trios if you prefer. No, you know what? I call it a trios because I pay your salary.
It's a trios.
I'm going to teach Tony Khan. Tony, you're watching. Look at me, all right? You go back there, you take his cowboy hat, stomp on it. Say, listen here, old man. What's your check say? Huh? Because, you know what? That could be pennies. Or it could be dollars. It's a preference.
Which one do you prefer?
Because I prefer trios.
In AEW, it's a trios match. Get it right.
I love you, Jim Ross.
So they were facing
appreciate that.
Adam Cole and Red Dragon. Supposedly supposed to be the Young Bucks, as we all expected. But, you know, he was like, no, I wasn't going to pick you guys.
Yeah.
I picked Red Dragon.
Yeah, I know, right? But he should have picked, Adam Cole, if you watch BTE, should have picked his bedmates.
John Silver and Alex Reynolds.
Yes. How much sense does that make?
It does make a lot of sense the way the story's going right now.
And also, who's Adam Cole in the singles feud with, right? So that makes super sense.
Yeah.
And it makes super sense because also Hangman didn't pick them.
Yes.
So he's leaving them out in the cold. It also makes super sense because that leaves Adam from having to pick either one of his friend teams.
Right.
It's perfect. It's so perfect. It was right there.
I think we're still building up to the Dark Order turning on Hangman for not being a good friend.
But it was right
It was.
there. You don't have to turn.
Right there for the taking.
Look how long we just had Wardlow simmer.
True.
Is that like 10 years of my life to have him turn?
Yeah, it would have been funny if he had come out with the Dark Order and they were like, well, you didn't pick us and we were free.
Yeah.
So he asked and we were just like, okay.
Like if they got mad at him over everybody else. Like Hangman hasn't picked him 1,000 times and they're coming out there, Adam Cole, you piece of crap. Yeah, listen, this match did what Dynamite does.
Yes.
It started off, as she said, like banging.
Yes.
And it was...
There were some incredible moves in
the
this
moves,
match.
Raja. The moves.
Oh, there was a triple moonsault?
Yes.
Off the corner?
The bloom. The bloom salt. Because it bloomed like a flower. I tried getting that over while you're watching.
Blooming moonsault.
Crickets. Totally crickets. I'm like...
I get it, because they're all going in different directions. It's like, yeah.
Like a blooming onion.
Yeah.
But then I remembered it wasn't Texas Roadhouse that had that. It's Outback. So it's Australia.
Oh.
Don't you know?
Dang. They also did a double doomsday.
They did.
Jungle Boy just loves that move.
Double doomsday. Which, if William Regal, after listening to Chris Jericho's podcast, which everybody needs to go out of your way and go listen to William Regal's 1 hour and a half Chris Jericho interview. You got to listen. I mean, the stuff I cried 17 times. And that was just trying to get it to play.
Yes.
But listen, it's very emotional. And the stuff he goes over, Double Doomsday makes me think of William Regal ripping a couple of pecs and a bicep. It's like there toward the end of his career, he was like hurting. And it was like he was talking about doing a close. It's like, yeah, I ripped my pec. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
It's dangerous, though. They all like landed on top of each other.
This Doomsday regular is dangerous. Okay? It's just dangerous to control, the timing, all this stuff. It sucks.
You add more bodies, it's just worse.
Yeah, doubled your pleasure there.
But I mean, Adam Cole eventually got the boom on Jungle Boy.
He did. But, you know, the triple moonsault timing was perfect.
Oh, beautiful.
Beautiful. Such a spectacle. And then, of course, the Double Doomsday, just, again, beautiful spectacle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just amazing. And it never dragged.
No.
Never dragged whatsoever. And this match was honestly, for these guys, especially for Jurassic, it was very stiff.
Oh, yeah.
I noticed the chops were on the menu tonight.
When they do that spot where everyone takes each other out with their move.
Oh, yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, it was choice. It was very nice. I liked it.
It was a great match. And, of course, you had the Adams, like, staring each other down at the end because they still hate each other.
Yeah, and that was a nice visual of having Adam Cole stare into Hangman's sultry eyes.
Yes.
You know, while he pins Jungle Boy.
Yes.
So that
it was weird.
And Jim Ross actually put over the fact, you know, that oh God, he pinned Jungle Jack, Jimmy John, Dale Perry. Boy, he's won a lot of matches.
Yeah, he's a champion. He's got a belt. Mm-hmm. That has implications in this federation.
It does.
So after that match, we saw Keith Lee backstage, you know, and Team Taz interrupted. And they're like, you better not come to Rampage or we're going to beat you up all over again. And he was like, how about how I beat you up that time? Okay.
Well, no, I mean, Keith Lee told him, like, you mean like I left you laying like a little bitch?
Yes, basically.
I believe that's how it was said.
Because Ricky Starks apparently thinks Rampage is his show. He's like claimed ownership over it.
A lot of people have.
Yeah.
And let me tell you what show Ricky Starks' show is. AEW Dark.
Oh, God.
So if you are an extra, I coined a new phrase and I tweeted a little tweet last night.
Yes.
About execution. Hashtag execution.
There's a few people that participate in these, but Ricky Starks is.
Ricky Starks.
One of the best.
Top of the list.
Yes.
Okay. He just gets pissed off for no apparent reason. Like if you're an extra, he's already mad.
Yeah.
It's like he went through years of not becoming an extra. And then he just made his way there and everything. And now he just has it out for extras. I got a whole storyline in my head.
He just beats the crap out of him.
It's like his mom was impregnated by an extra. Or at least somebody whispers that in his ear before he goes out with the extra. It's pretty crazy.
It's scary.
And he's extra during these matches. I love it. Yeah. He beats the Jimmy John out of him.
If we see Ricky Starks on Dark, we're like, oh man.
Yeah. Oh,
it's
a sellout. We're extraordinarily happy at that point.
So once we came back from commercial break, there was this short little video of Chris Statlander, which was odd because she took her green contact out and wiped her alien makeup off, which just... Is she not going to be the galaxy's favorite alien anymore?
Dude, best friends are in trouble.
God, best friends is falling apart at the seams tonight.
They need to start Back to Future in it with the shirts. And if they start losing people, as we'll get to another one here in a second, but every one of them just kind of have the outline of their face.
Have the same shirt with just people missing.
Yeah. That's marketing.
I'm kind of glad she's getting rid of the face paint because I can't wear any of their shirts on this show because she always has the green on her face. So... Hopefully they make some shirts with no green on it.
I don't know. I mean, I like anybody who gets to the serious.
Right, yeah.
You know, it gets me very happy.
She mad.
Exact same reason my favorite new faction we'll be talking about.
Yes, we will right now because their match was next.
Nice segue.
Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson versus Chuck Taylor and Wheeler Yuta.
So first to come out was Bryan Danielson and William Regal. You know how I feel about Bryan Danielson?
Yes.
Well, William Regal is daddy.
He was the first.
And he could be the next.
Yes. And then, of course, Jon Moxley came out and just completed our trio of terrifying people, honestly.
Moxley's for you.
I don't know. William Regal.
She likes older gentlemen.
He's a beautiful man.
And he's a gentleman.
This match was scary. It was scary.
It was. It was scary because it was beautiful.
Oh, they just beat the crap out of each other.
Unadulterated violence.
Oh no, it was
and beautiful.
The
gorgeous.
way that Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson work together, despite their differing styles, is just so fluid and beautiful.
Who the fuck knew?
I didn't know.
Who knew?
I didn't know this was what we were getting, but I am in love with it, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'm here for it too.
And I'm also here for the way that they put over Wheeler Yuta in this match.
Yeah, by beating the hell out of him.
There was a Yuta chant.
Yeah, there was. Listen, it just goes without saying, ask Tommy Dreamer, if you beat on the baby long enough, they'll all start chanting for the baby.
That's what happened here. We were all rooting for Wheeler Yuta to join this faction.
Yeah, man. I mean, I am now.
Yes.
Because as long as you're a professional wrestler, I'm down for it.
This was like a very, very tense moment. Like I was like nervous.
She was. She got sick. Like
they were walking out, and when Yuta turns around and he comes back, I guess he wants to shake Regal's hand because he respects him. But Regal just clocked him one.
Oh my God!
Right across the jaw. Oh man, that man hits hard.
Listen, from somebody who struggles daily from the mistakes of my past, for somebody who has to wake up and just wants to punch a baby in the face as soon as I wake up just from the pain.
It's basically what William Regal did. He punched a baby in the face.
It's one of those things that I understand. You channel all that anger, hatred, and rage into those moments.
Yes.
Ask anyone who's taken a chop from moi.
It was scary. And of course, Yuta didn't go down. He got back in his face, but
quickly.
Regal wasn't not ready.
Yuta made me flinch.
Yeah, I was like,
he jumped back up.
Calm down.
I thought brother was gonna go.
Yeah, I thought somebody was getting.
Oh, shit was going down.
Yeah, because Mox and Danielson were right there.
Didn't know it was coming.
There's a lot of tension.
This is the most wonderful team of all time.
But Regal said he wasn't ready. He told him to get out of the ring before it got too hot for him to handle.
And called him sunshine, which is never good.
No.
It's never good.
Something's going down. It's either good or bad. Something's going down. You better get out of the ring.
It's good for some, bad for others. It's a matter of perspective, don't you know?
Oh, God. I was in pieces after that. But then there was an interview segment backstage with FTR. And the Young Bucks interrupted. And I fell in the floor laughing.
She did.
At Nick Jackson's outfit.
Kind of ruined it.
I'm sorry. I was not expecting
waiting for this
him
forever
to walk up looking like a leprechaun. I'm sorry.
I'm still. Yeah, that was terrible.
It was a great segment, though, because FTR fired Tully Blanchard. That's what they were talking about. And the Young Bucks just happened to be
They
there.
were trying to go back and kind of explain.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like they busted Tully for another cocaine test or something.
No.
I mean, something happened quick, right?
Uh-huh.
All of a sudden, he's like
He's out.
Grampy Blanchard that everybody loves.
But they explained it. They were like, they had the titles and he's all about it.
I think
But when he lost the titles.
we're going to see Tully again.
Yeah, I don't think he's done.
And I think we're going to see Tully managing the woman who defeats Jade Cargill out of nowhere. Because the only way you could beat Jade is on a debut.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. There's no one else.
No one else.
Because she asked who's next tonight. Nobody stepped up. They usually step up.
Nothing makes sense. But they're already selling it, right? So
right.
I think she's going to get to whatever magic number they want to get to.
30-0, probably.
I think that they're probably going to... I mean, we could go quick like that. It would make sense, but... Because you don't want to go to like 100-0. I'm just saying. No. After a while, it becomes... Yeah.
You're like, oh...
It becomes too predictable at that point.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that it's time to bring Tessa in. I really do. I think she's paid her penance, don't you?
She would do great.
She literally isn't there because she's a bitch. Her father is one of the most notorious bitches of all bitches in bitch history.
Right.
Okay? He was just one of those guys. Well, I love it and I admire it because I am exactly the same way. I was in a restaurant the other day with a friend of mine. We were sitting there, and this lady behind us, this is an absolute true story. I was taking him to lunch. Isn't that nice of me?
Yes.
So I was taking him to lunch. We were eating some chicken. He got the exact same meal as me, by the way. That's just a side note because I'm his boss. So when you have your boss with you, it's a good thing to eat exactly what they're eating. I don't know why.
Feel included.
We all do it, though. So what I eat is horrible because I was eating an
would not recommend
8-piece chicken, of course grilled,
right,
with 4 things of buffalo sauce on it.
Oh gosh!
In a cup, and I eat it like a.
Did he eat all the buffalo sauce too?
Most of it.
Oh goodness!
Anyway, so I was sitting there eating, middle of the day, good work day. And we were talking about stuff, and he was telling me why I needed to get the Chick-fil-A app. Well, I'm just not that kind of guy. I don't give a damn about value stuff. Just don't. So we were sitting there, and he's like, yeah, a stranger lady from behind us stands up and just goes, yeah, and you get a free meal on your birthday. I'm like, am I in a damn commercial? What the hell? So apparently my eyes flash. Didn't even know this happened.
Some kind of conspiracy.
And we go, she's out of the picture. And he's like, you wanted to beat that lady in the face, didn't you? I'm like, no, why do you say that? And he's like, it's just you. It's who you are. He's like, I love you for this. And he's like, but yeah, I already know. He goes, I know everything that's going on in your head. And he's right. He's right.
She butted in on a conversation.
So Tully Blanchard, in the 80s, notoriously like this. Notorious. And he was, elite. He was one of the 4 horsemen. He was arguably one of the best technicians to ever step through the ropes. And with him and Anderson, he was definitely the technician of the group, even though Arn is absolutely technical. But he's more of the bruiser, right?
Right.
And Tully, man, WWF, Brainbusters run. Tully's coming back with Arn. Back to NWA, back home. I'm all excited. And, of course, famously, they leaked that he failed his drug test, that he just random drug test that they just happened to give the guy going back to NWA.
Right.
And he was never able to come back.
Oh, man.
Never. It ended his damn career.
Oh, goodness.
And that's why there's not 90s Tully Blanchard unless you find some crap, horrible show somewhere. I think it's the wrongest thing that's ever happened to somebody. And
sucks for him.
Yeah, it really does suck. Because it's like, so many people have got away with, much worse and been able to come back with an apology.
Definitely.
So you think about that bitter pill going on top of what he already was, and then he created a child out of it. You know, so and even better than that, do you know who Tessa Blanchard's stepfather is? Magnum TA.
Yes.
Now, think about that. Magnum TA's, one of his greatest feuds is Tully Blanchard. Blood rivals. The I Quit match, the famous I Quit match from Starrcade 85. You know, with the piece of the chair in his head. Do you give up? No! Do you give up? No! And Tully never said, I quit. It's the whole gimmick. He never said, I quit. And then this mustached bravado man comes and takes his kid and raises her as a belly-to-belly doing do-gooder.
Yep.
I'm sure he's a wonderful dad. I'm just trying to build drama here. So all this happens, and then this little micro version of you and Arn come out. And they're just like, I don't mean they're little. It's just like they're not Tully and Arn.
Right.
I'm not actually talking about size here. Just talking about, yeah.
They're younger.
Kids. Children's. So these children's come up. We're all excited. They're the Revival. You know, they're doing things in places. They were a team, and then they were the Revival. And so they're a real team.
Yes.
It's wonderful. They're even from a good part of the country. And we go through this, come down. We don't get enough of like they should have fought the Young Bucks in every arena in the country every night of the week for 2 years in bloodbaths.
Absolutely.
Express versus Express.
It went too fast.
Yeah, that should have been like this huge blood feud. I'm not calling it a miscue, but you just had so much to get through, I guess.
Right.
And this is the problem with not having house shows.
Yeah.
It's all wonderful. You can come here. You can come stay with us. No house shows. You don't have to worry about that. No, we need house shows because that's where we work out these matches. And, you know, all your faux pas happen there and everything.
Right.
But Tully, the biggest chip of all chips, he's going to go get his daughter. He's going to bring her in, and she's going to beat the green off of Jade.
I am not opposed to that happening. I love Jade Cargill.
Me too.
But she can't hold on to that TBS title forever. Somebody's going to have to take
Unless
it from
she
her.
wants to. It's like giving Andre a belt. That's why Andre didn't have a belt. You don't give the Giant a belt. Are you crazy?
But if you have Tully Blanchard, who is your father and manager, at ringside to cheat for you, then you could take the belt off Jade Cargill.
That's exactly right.
There you go.
There you go. And moving on.
So next we had a little backstage segment with the Acclaimed, who were interrupted by Team Taz, who were like, you need to beat Keith Lee on Rampage. And then they were interrupted by Swerve, who was like, oh, Ricky Starks, you think Rampage is your house? Well, I'm going to turn it into
Swerve's house.
So everyone's trying to steal Rampage from each other. And then, you know, Max was like, isn't that guy a rapper?
And Rampage will be at 11:30.
Yes, in case you missed that announcement.
Or after basketball. And anyone who has ever tried to watch something after basketball,
It's going to be late.
yeah, you're going to turn it on at 11:29. You're going to be like, oh, hey, look, there's only 30 seconds left in this basketball game. It'll be fine.
Midnight rolls around,
You're like, how is there still 25 seconds left? Oh,
play the game.
Yeah, no, it's timeouts and then fouls, and it's all good. 2 a.m. rolls around.
You're like, I just want to watch Rampage.
It's the most infuriating thing ever. And of course, anybody who really would want to watch basketball, you can watch the last 2 minutes and get all the drama for the game.
Yeah, basically.
And an hour worth of time. So, yeah, my prediction, it'll come on at midnight.
Okay. It's just keep a watch out for that.
That's my prediction.
So next, we had the Jericho Appreciation Society commencement, where they came out to talk about, you know, what they're all about and what they're here for and what they want and all that kind of business. How did that go?
You dirty, backstabbing, low-life, Canadian mounted police piece of euthanasia.
You know what? I expected this from Chris Jericho, but you know who I didn't expect it from?
Yeah.
Daniel Garcia. We believed in you.
That's what I'm mad about, Raja. That's what I'm upset about, Raja.
I know it is. I know.
DG was on his way to Angel Wings.
I know. He was going to have the sound effect.
He was.
But now...
I had dreams of DG in the group. My League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
He should be in that group.
He should be with William Regal.
But unfortunately, he's tied to 2.0, who are no longer 2.0.
This was their mission statement. This was their mission statement. They were wanting to get over everything, all the little things they copyright and trademark and all that stuff. And listen.
Yes.
Chris Jericho looks good enough to eat now. I don't know what the hell is going on with him.
He looks like a vampire.
As good as he does look, though, he looks good like your best friend's mom when she looks really good. There's just something like you look at her and you're like, Jesus Christ, look at that ass. Look, oh my God, are those fake? Wow, she's beautiful. Look at the she had the lip gimmick going. What's that called? Collagen? Botox, whatever. She had the lip gimmick done. She looks like a platypus or what. So it's awesome, right? So
right,
very excited, but there's still something a little leathery.
Right? Yeah.
Just
maybe you'll do it once.
So remember,
just for the experience.
Something. I did it once just for the experience.
Was it worth it?
I still have the friend.
Okay.
Kinda.
So yes, their mission statement.
Something about Mary. The landlady. That's what I see. But he's so gorgeous. But
he is.
But
he's Chris Jericho.
There's something there. I like the purple. It's the
purple's nice.
Very Batman villain of you.
He went very shoot heavy on this. He brought up Daniel Garcia's car accident and how he donated a bunch of money when he didn't even know those guys.
We were up there when that happened.
Yes, we were. We had been seeing those guys
at
Limitless in Maine.
Yeah, we were nonstop, always at Limitless. And if you never watched Limitless, out of Maine,
great.
Limitless Wrestling is the Jizam.
Yeah.
And it's one of the top indies in the United States, bar none.
Yes.
You got Defy, Limitless. You've got, what's that Midwest one I love so much I can't think of right now? Jesus, Leesus. And of course, PWG.
Too many.
But, anyway, it's one of those that's just amazing. And
the Buffalo Boys, they all got in that car accident. It was terrible.
Horrifying. It was horrifying.
We didn't know if they were going to wrestle again.
It is really, it's unbelievable that he's doing what he's doing. It really is unbelievable. But
and he talked about 2.0, like he got a call from his former best friend, Kevin.
That's where this kind of lost me. Because, talking about my former best friend, Kevin, is awesome nod to Kevin Steen, Kevin Owens. Just amazing, and really bringing up the friendship deal. Just great, especially if this character.
Yeah.
Because it really goes into that Jericho appreciation this character does.
Yes, it does.
But the part where it lost me is changing their names. I don't like the 2.0 name. And, of course, he made fun of NXT.
Yeah.
And I don't know if anybody caught that. When he was saying 2.0 sounds like something...
from Bullcrap Creative or whatever.
Yeah.
It's we're going by our real names, and he gave their real names.
And he put some monikers with them.
Oh, some crazy ones, yes.
Yeah, so it was that part I think could have been maybe put out later.
It was a long segment.
that was. Now, it wasn't that it dragged.
No.
It really didn't. It actually had funny moments. Anytime Jake Hager talks, it's funny to me. But it's just
unemotional.
He's just awkward. He's got the same look on his face no matter what.
Yes.
And,
And he's the one that kind of delivered their motto, their catchphrase, if you will, that the JS is here to beat up pro wrestlers. Because they're not pro wrestlers.
Yeah.
They're sports entertainers.
Look, here's Jake Hager in a fire. Hey, look, here's Jake Hager on a roller coaster. Oh, hey, look, here's Jake Hager having romance. See a pattern here?
Oh, goodness, it's true. It's true.
Not exactly that he don't have facials. He has one. But it's all good. We got him out there now. They're ready for the next thing. It is a good group. It's a very talented group. I love the gimmick that Jericho's in. I love the heel Jericho. It's a lot of fun, and he looks amazing.
When they first announced the name, all I could think of was the Maki Ito Respect Army.
Well, yeah, exactly. Absolutely. But the sports entertainer thing, it's been done indie-wise a little bit here and there, but nothing anybody's ever seen. Yeah. It's a great idea because
they had to do it at some point.
You can always make fun of, and I love listen. If I didn't love AEW enough, I love AEW and AEW fans so much because you literally get booed out of the building for saying sports entertainment.
Yes, you do. As soon as you bring up that word, everyone's like, "No!"
How crazy is that? It's amazing.
So after this, we had a little video package of Serena Deeb talking about how she's going to end Sheeta's career because she didn't think about Sheeta at all when she was gone. But now that she's back, she has her full attention.
She's going to end my career. I'm not here for this. I'm sorry.
We want Sheeta in a different feud, please.
I've tried. I mean, if Sheeta beats the dog crap out of her, or, then that's fine. Listen, I don't know. I've tried on Serena, but I don't know what the disconnect is. Do you like it?
Nah. I mean, it's not terrible. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. I'd rather see Sheeta going against like Ruby Soho or something.
No,
but
I am perfectly fine in a normal Serena Deeb match.
Right.
It's Serena Deeb in this particular rookie beatdown deal.
Oh yeah, the rookie.
That's
beatdown
what I'm talking
wasn't
about.
Fun at all.
I just don't like that.
No, that wasn't fun at all.
The only way I would like that, Raja, is if it was to end with a upset.
Right, if one of the rookies actually beat her.
Yeah, if that happens on their own. I'm not talking because of a Sheeta interference.
Right.
That will probably be where we're headed.
Yeah, just like a young upstart that like is really promising that they want to really
a slip over, man.
Yeah.
Listen, a little slip over. Sheeta could beat the damn it out of her 50 times after, but just a little slip over would be. I mean, you could even get so many of the younger girls that are actually there, like Sky Blue.
Yeah.
Just put Sky Blue out there. She's lost enough that people would, buy into it.
Yeah.
But you get that 1, 2, 3 kid type thing like Razor did for him.
That would be perfect. That's a great way to take Serena out.
Anyway.
Make her have a taste of her own medicine.
Yes.
So after that, we had the TNT Championship match between Wardlow and Scorpio Sky.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Scorpio comes out with his entourage of Dan Lambert wearing the belt he was gifted and Paige Van Zant and her husband. And Wardlow's all alone.
Yeah, he's all alone because he's been like beating people down for MJF for 3 years.
Absolutely. He disconnected himself from that. And now he's by himself and he was doing great in this match. He was well on his way to winning. He even powerbombed Scorpio Sky multiple times.
But he's not used to not having people there with him. He's not used to being a good guy.
Nope.
So guess what happens to good guys, Wardlow?
Oh, especially when you screw someone over that's not a good guy.
There's a lot of people outside the ring for him.
Yes.
And listen, who doesn't hate Paige Van Zant's husband? I see this guy, and I want to go get treatment for meth. He just, this scuzzy little... I don't care how many things you know. There's nothing that could keep me from wanting to punch you in the face.
Wardlow almost powerbombed him, but Scorpio saved his life.
Yeah. Now, Paige Van Zant, though. Paige Van Zant is the good kind of...
We're here for Paige Van Zant.
I want her to have a shirt that says, good kind of bad. Because that's what she is.
Print it up.
There's something I like about, I don't know, dirty chicks.
Okay.
And there's just something I like. My favorite thing is like the librarian chick and all this stuff. Girl, lady, woman.
Right.
All this stuff. But every now and then. Okay, continue.
So Scorpio managed to get out of the ring. And as Wardlow was going out to get him, Shawn Spears came out with the chairs.
I love you, Shawn Spears.
And then
crazy ass.
MJF popped out and shoved Wardlow into the ring post.
And then apparently lost a contact. I guess it was the ring. It looked like he was really stressing about losing something. He was like looking everywhere.
That allowed Scorpio Sky to get the pin.
Yes.
And then they beat down Wardlow and MJF paid off Dan Lambert. He's like, thanks, big guy, for the assist.
Yeah, I'm so glad.
My payback.
I'm really glad that Scorp kept the belt.
Yeah. He wasn't just a transitional champion.
You don't want, I mean, listen. he deserves more than to be a transitional champion, and he's got some matches. We could have some really good matches with him.
Yeah.
I personally have a champion picked out.
Oh.
That
do you?
I want. Yeah, Jay Lethal.
Jay Lethal would be a great TNT champion.
I want Jay Lethal to be champion and do the Cody thing of every single week, somebody from the Indies.
Yes.
Somebody that comes in, be that bridge to Terabithia.
That's a terrible movie.
It really is.
Oh,
so go.
Jay Lethal is fantastic, though.
He is. And it'd be great.
Support that.
Yes.
So next we saw Jade Cargill, and they were talking about how she only needs one more win to be 30-0. And they were like, who's going to step up next?
Tessa.
No one stepped up yet. And then we got the debut of the Hardys facing Private Party.
My God, the pop.
Yes, everyone is so happy to see Matt and Jeff back together again.
It's like the whole Matt run didn't happen. It's like it didn't happen.
It's a brand new Matt.
It's like, we forgive you. It's all right.
We forget about all that stuff.
It's a new day.
Everything. Yes, it is. So they came out. Yes.
Biggie.
Yes, we're thinking of you.
We'll
Biggie.
talk about you more on our Friday show.
Oh, goodness.
Saturday
so,
show.
of course, everyone was very much behind the Hardys in this match.
Listen, man, Texas came out big on this, and
that hot tag,
bro,
the "We Want Jeff" chants,
bro, I'm telling you, I wouldn't care if you had to wheel him to the ring, have some little midgets off camera that people can't see. You would see him, but you pretend you didn't. Have him wear little like black robes and just hold him up, and have the boys just run into him and bump.
Still happy.
I would be completely happy because it's Jeff freaking Hardy who's done so much for that style of wrestling.
Yeah.
Listen, man, people don't realize how over the Hardys were in the Attitude Era. I mean, it's really hard to gauge because of the millions and millions of fans. Team Extreme was all that and a bag of hook. And I know there was a certain fireplace that a Jeff Hardy figure hung very nicely right in the center of that mantle for several years. Good friend of mine. But I'm really happy to see him here and see him have some big matches. You can do a lot with the Hardys. I think you used him sparingly.
Yeah.
You don't want
to blow it out.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people in the crowd were children growing up watching the Hardys, and it's like they're like little kids all over again.
Yeah,
the Hardys.
And this was kind of added last second.
Oh yeah, this was just an out.
If I was to have a criticism, I would have
milked it.
Yeah, dude, I would have punked this. I wouldn't you? I mean, I would have.
Oh yeah.
I would have probably advertised this on had a plane with something behind. I mean, it would have been a little bit bigger deal. I would have at least gave it a week build.
Yeah. And then after the match,
instead of a week build,
Andrade came out with the newly named AFO.
Yes.
Because there's no H anymore.
AFO.
It's him and Jose and, Butcher and Blade and Bunny. And they were surrounding the ring.
Butcher.
And Darby and Sting came out to save the day. And now we get Darby versus the Butcher.
Yeah, but listen, Butcher needs a title run in 1984 World Class. Or Mid-South. Look at him.
He looks great.
I mean, he looks amazing. Good job. Bravo, old man.
Hopefully he'll get more time now that the HFO's kind of dissolved and there's not as many people,
Dude, Butcher
running around.
Butcher has surpassed Blade in
high praise.
Having I think he's injecting the steroids into each individual ab. Cuz it's like amazing. Anyway.
Yes. I love Darby and Sting with the Hardys though.
I do too.
That's amazing.
Especially if you think about a certain TNA pay-per-view from 2009. I wonder if that's ever going to play into it. Like Jeff Hardy's going to give him a Scorpion Death drop at some point. I needed help. I didn't need dropped on my head.
Oh, goodness. So we saw Red Velvet, who talked about how she's going to put an end to Layla Hirsch because she's tired of her attitude too, I guess, after Revolution where she hit Chris Statlander with a pipe and all that.
Yes. And where the hell was that interview taking place? The paneling behind Tony. Like, that cracked me up so bad. I'm like, are you in somebody's trailer? Like,
he went to Red Velvet's house.
I mean, what the hell, man? It was just like this really bad 1982 wood paneling. I mean, it was, nobody else noticed that.
It's somewhere in the venue.
I felt like I was in like old ICW Poffo or something. It was crazy. Nuts.
So after that, we had the main event.
Yes.
The cage match between Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa. For the AEW Women's Championship. That beautiful, beautiful belt.
Yeah, and they did show the belt quite a bit.
Yes, I would too.
It is a gorgeous belt.
So this match.
Thunder Rosa, man, the entrance.
Oh, man.
The entrance with the female, I almost said female Macarena band.
The mariachi band. And she looked amazing with the sombrero.
Yeah.
And all that.
Some lucky kid got the sombrero.
Amazing.
That never happens to me. Never.
And Britt Baker in the black and white.
Yeah,
looking all nice.
Dude, amazing. It was really hot. I mean, this was great.
So much better than their match at Revolution.
You're never going to live up to the first time.
No.
You're never going to live up to that because, see, we weren't expecting that. We were expecting to kiss a little bit. We were expecting maybe second base. And, you know, when things just got hot and heated and we just both felt the same way, and then one of us deeply regretted it after, and we go through this and we're trying to recreate it, but it's never going to happen, okay? You can chase that dragon all you want.
Right.
But you're just going to find an iguana. And
it's time to find new partners.
Or straight up matches or something, you know? Anyway, the cage match was great. It was really good. Emotion, okay? It doesn't matter what happened in the match. It really doesn't. It was great from emotion, and that's what we're here for.
Yes.
We're here to feel happy.
When Thunder Rosa got that visual pin in the middle of the match, I was like, not again.
Yeah.
No.
Good job on AEW for not having any interference.
Yeah, I was totally expecting one of them to be under the ring, so they were inside the cage or something.
Even though the interference built the cage match, you morons. That made total sense.
Yes.
And every other match on the card that you're mad about was a freaking classic.
Yes.
So this one built a cage match. Duh. But it was still good to have it done the way it was done.
Yes.
And I love the fact that it took the ref 2 bumps to be bumped. I was pretty excited about that.
He wasn't going to go down.
The Tower of Chairs spot.
Oh, where Britt just...
That actually did look painful.
Yeah, and the air raid crash on the stack of chairs.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, man.
And then, of course, the Fire Thunder driver on the tax for the win. For Thunder Rosa.
What about... Oh, my God. What about Aubrey? I mean,
Aubrey getting all mad.
Yeah, no, Aubrey doing the 3 count like a mother on those tags. Yeah. Like, I could see him, like, she didn't care. She's like, wow. I mean, just, wow.
Aubrey's a badass.
She's hardcore.
But Thunder Rosa is the AEW Women's Champion.
And new.
Ah, finally.
And new.
It's about time.
She's going to be a great champion.
She is. I can't wait to see.
So excited.
Where this goes from
Couldn't
here.
happen to a better person.
She deserves it.
Congratulations, Thunder Rosa. May you reign supreme.
Yes.
And that was AEW Dynamite.
It was. That was a great episode.
We're really excited about it.
Absolutely fantastic.
This would normally be where we give you a couple of snaps and a whistle, but I want to bring it down a little bit. I didn't want to bring you down at the very first of the show, but got to give my own version of the rest in peace for Scott Hall, Razor Ramon. No, JR, not that Razor Ramon. Come on. I know. Listen, I think Scott Hall would get a big joke out of this. You know what I mean? I think he would laugh about the same thing, especially since Jim Ross, announces on Dynamite, and we just did the Dynamite wrap up, and he was the one who famously, poor guy, was sent to the ring to announce that Razor Ramon and Diesel really hadn't left the WWF. They were still here. And they tried passing off. God almighty. It is so bad. I feel so bad. Anyway, I just had to get that out. Scott Hall was one of my favorite wrestlers. He was, if you love pro wrestling, he was one of your favorite wrestlers. So much he done for the business, in the business, spanning several decades. He had a wonderful mind for the business. Anybody who was ever with him backstage, on the road, they talk about it. And, you know, some of the things that happened to him, I've taken and adopted those over the years myself. And that's a really cool thing. Scott Hall got into the business back in 84, and he was a big fan of Florida wrestling, and he met Barry Windham in a grocery store. One of the loves of my life, Barry Windham. He met him in a grocery store. Barry Windham was like, hey, big guy, you know, because we all do that. We make big guys feel awkward in grocery stores. I've done it a million times. But Scott talked about, you know, his training, and he's like, I did it old school. I sat in the back seat of the car and handed beers, you know, and listened and watched. And real funny, you know, when I trained one of my best friends, Steve Fury, years and years ago, and you know what? Look up Steve Fury and Chris Richards and CW Wrestling in Kingsport, Tennessee, and you'll see the big 6'7" bastard doing moonsaults. So, but I trained him for over a year, and that training was a lot of times traveling with me, riding in the back seat. And I remember Tim Horner met him, and of course, any wrestler we met was always, wow, man, you look great, because he looked the role. He looked like Kevin Nash kind of, you know, and Tim Horner was like, so, you know, you training? He's like, oh yeah. And Steve's like, he's got me riding around. We're going to Georgia. We're going down here to Memphis. We're going. And Tim Horner got a tear in his eye. And he's like, that's old school. So you're just riding and listening. He's like, yeah, a variety of locker rooms is what he wants to do. And I'm like, dude's putting me over, don't even know it. Scott Hall famously talks about the same thing, you know, and that's how you do it. That's really how you do it. You listen. They don't find you at some talent contest, Vince. And, you know, oh, that guy's huge. Let's put him in there. Put some spandex on him. Scott Hall, the first time I seen him wrestle was a Starship Coyote in Crockett. Horrible name, big dude though. You're like, oh, these guys are going to be big. Him and Dan Spivey.
I love the name.
Yeah, Starship Coyote. And then, of course, he was in AWA as far as me seeing him. And he won the tag team titles with Mr. Perfect. Wasn't Mr. Perfect yet, but Kurt Hennig. And another famous thing for me, from my Scott Hall story, I was at this toy store, and I had a choice of buying the Freebirds or the tag set of Scott Hall and Kurt Hennig. So I went with the Freebirds because, I'm sorry, you're not Michael Hayes. I've always had my Michael Hayes thing. And I never found that damn figure again. I never found the Scott Hall ever again. My friend had him and tortured me with it. But yeah,
friendship.
I had them all, but I could never find that or that last series. Damn you. You know, everybody remembers Scott Hall, not for the Diamond Stud, but after that, when he was Razor Ramon, Brent, you know, brilliant gimmick Vince gave him, and he played that role great of Scarface, the drug dealer. But you know, he prominence. Arguably, one could say that he almost rose to more prominence from putting someone over than anything. They're early, back in 93, you know, the early days of Monday Night Raw. I'll never forget when this jobber, I already knew who he was because I read the magazines and loved the Lightning Kid. But the Kid, you know, gets the pin, and it's 1, 2, 3. They're chanting it to him. It organically happened. And 1, 2, 3 Kids created, you know. You go from that, you fast forward, WrestleMania 10, you got the freaking best ladder match of all time. Does it have the most spots? No. Does it have the most this or that or whatever? Was there some ladder matches before? Well, yes, there was. There was. But not like this. As far as the ladder match that all other ladder matches are created off of. You know, is it my favorite ladder match of all time? No. It's not even like that. There's something holy grail about it. There's just something that you can't touch about it because what it did for that gimmick, for that thing that's still such a huge deal to this very day. Before that match, you didn't think about there being a ladder into the damn ring. Okay, imagine that, kids. Ladders weren't part of wrestling.
Oh, wow.
That really was created from this. Just like ECW brought in tables. Again, we didn't go through tables. That wasn't part of wrestling.
Right.
When it happened, it was a huge deal. And they ran with it and had one of those Steamboat versus Savage matches. Everybody talks about that damn match.
Right.
And then I'll never forget watching Nitro. And here comes Scott Hall. Well, here comes Razor Ramon. They wouldn't name the guy. And it was so beautifully done. And it felt like, I mean, you got to think, top of the card here. You got to think that level of person coming over. Now, imagine watching AEW and someone you never think is going to pop in really high level from the other brand. It just shows up, you know, and you're like, whoa. And then a couple weeks later, you got Kevin Nash, and it's like, oh, crap, it's an invasion going by the Outsiders. The coolest, you know, arguably, the NWO did a lot of damage because they were such cool heels. But they were such cool heels. The NWO was so freaking awesome. And they're so awesome that recently on an interview that Scott Hall had, he was talking about the merchandise. And he said he still gets 6 figures a year from WWE off merchandising of the NWO.
Wow.
Still.
That's crazy.
That people still buy this damn shirt. And I believe it. When the last AEW show I went to, I saw like 20 NWO shirts in line.
Right.
Not old ones, thank God. But, you know, Scott Hall had his demons. We all have our demons. And we've all had to battle them in our own way. Some of us get to battle them privately. Some of us never come back. But Scott Hall was in the public eye for basically his entire adult life. He was shoved in many places, and he was a star in this business at the height of this business. He ushered in things like guaranteed contracts. He ushered in 90-day non-competes. He ushered in many, many things. Scott Hall is a cornerstone of the business and absolutely, without a doubt, the greatest wrestler to never be a world champion. It's not even in the conversation with me personally. I just feel that way. I think that guy could have had a run, man. I really do. But that's where confidence and demons and all those things rear their ugly heads. But that's not what we need to remember him by. We need to remember him for being the bad guy. Anyway, rest in peace, Scott Hall. We love you guys. We hope you enjoyed this review. We hope you enjoy Dynamite as much as we did. And for Raja, I'm John. So long from Blind Tag Wrestling News.
Bye.